Hi there, YouTube. Welcome back to the Allegheny Northern Railroad, an N-scale project here. It's been a little bit slow in the videos in the last few months. That's kind of what happens in summer, I guess. Haven't had a whole lot of time to spend in the basement, but there are a few things that have changed. You're looking at one of the scenes right now, and that's the quarry scene. It's got a little bit more detail to it, so there's a little bit more stone. It's dried enough now that I can finally put some of the heavy equipment in there. Wanted to show it breaking up some of the rock that's going to run through the crusher and eventually end up in the ballast cars for the railroad to use, and of course any DOT projects. The other thing that I tried to work on was the separating of the seasons. So I have a winter scene that kind of butts right up against the quarry scene. So at eye level, I tried my best to use some pine trees to break up those two scenes. And I'm going to work the scenery a little bit better to bring the quarry to look more like a cold winter day without snow. Might throw a few little clumps here and there, but wanted it to look more late fall so that it doesn't totally juxtapose the winter scene there. And then also worked on the removable bridge section. Now this does transition from a full winter scene back into something that looks like a very late fall, very early winter. So there's already some snow that's hitting up on the mountains there, and it's still freezing and thawing. So I put some icicles, and then I tried to make it look all muddy and as cold as possible without doing a full snow scene. So what you're seeing there is basically acrylic paint and a lot of gloss medium to make everything shine. And instead of using scenic cement or some other adhesive, I actually used gloss medium to secure all of the scenery so that everything would shine and look wet and muddy. I don't know how well that's picking up on the camera, but that's what was done here. And then this scene eventually, as it kind of crosses the bridge here, which is what I've been working on this weekend, it eventually transitions back into fall and the rest of the layout. So there's going to be a new entrance to the intermodal yard here. As you can see, it's kind of not they're not quite the same elevation. So I'm going to rework that and move the check-in station out a little bit. So that's going to be a future project. A lot of these trees were getting replaced with the scenic, the super trees. They look a lot better than the woodland scenic stuff, and they're pretty economical too. So when the train show comes to town, pick up a box of those for $30, and it's worth it. They look much better. They look a lot more realistic. The other thing that I've done is the scenes were looking a little too clean. So in fall time, not all the leaves stay on the trees. So I started putting some of the leaves around the ground to represent the trees that are, the leaves that are falling off. And most of these scenes are all the same here. But as we shift off into the back, this is one of the newer scenes. And you can see that those trees, they really do make a difference. It looks like Allegheny Mountain Fall right there is what that is what that's supposed to represent. So that looks good. The power plant is separated by a mountain ridge there, which the coal trains need to go through. There's no tunnel portal; it's just cut right into the rock, which is a little bit different. And so the power plant scene is coming along. The small shed there is going to have some conveyors going to and from it. That's for the rotary dump. They don't make a working dump in N scale. I'm not even sure if the HO model is still available, but so we're gonna simulate that with that little shed there. And then right behind the mountains there's a little pond. Most of that's just acrylic paint with once again heavy use of gloss medium, and then some ballast and some rocks from Woodland Scenics. So as we move around the layout here, heading back into where the power plant's at, we'll zoom in here and show you what's going on back there. Gonna have some more piles of coal. Obviously need some more heavy equipment to move all that around, and probably some company trucks. So those will be coming. And then we also did a little bit of work back on the what's going to be the future scrap yard back there. It's not quite ready to go yet. And the pipe laying scene that you may remember from some of the older videos is back. It's got a new location, a little bit of a new setup, but it's still all the same idea. And that's been the update for the last few weeks, maybe up to a month here. As time allows, we'll get a few things plugged in. So let's get some trains running.